But let's jump out of some college football now because, like you said, we have the Masters to talk about. It starts on Thursday, the day this episode comes out. We're going to have some picks. I gave one out in our last episode of Tiger at plus 2,800. If you didn't take that yet, it's now at plus 3,500. And I'm still happy with this, even though, as you and I were talking about before the show started, there's a lot of sharks and a lot of betting experts that are saying the odds on Tiger are too low. But maybe I'm just a little bit of a contrarian that when everyone says stay away, that kind of draws me in because, I mean, it's Tiger. The odds are the odds. If he wins, it's still a good payout. I mean, it's Tiger.
It is Tiger. It is Tiger, and I'm sure you're not the only one thinking that. But I mean, to your point, he won a year ago, so I get anything's possible. I'm not on that personally, but I'm rooting for it, so I guess I'm rooting for you, Higgins. I guess you
Well,
could take solace in that.
and just for some context, for those that may be wondering about the possibilities of back-to-backs, because Tiger is the returning winner from last year, the returning champion. He did win back-to-backs in 2001 and 2002, so he's done it before. He has 5. Jack Nicklaus has the record for 6 Masters. Does Tiger have another back-to-back in him to tie Jack Nicklaus in a baller way? I'm willing to risk it to say yes.
All right, I'm in it for you. Now, is that a full unit?
That's a full unit.
Wow, I love it, Higgins. You're backing your guy, and I respect it. I have a few full unit bets, I guess, to win outright. I'm taking Brooks Koepka at plus 1,800. Typically, when Brooks Koepka plays well, it's in majors, and it's when he plays well the week before a major, and he finished in the top 5 last week, Higgins. So that's a good sign for me. So plus 1,800 for Brooks Koepka to win outright. I'll put a full unit on that. And Justin Thomas at plus 1,200. Another guy who hits the ball long and far. And with the rain, I don't expect the balls to roll as far, which is honestly probably why Bryson DeChambeau is the favorite because of the conditions and how far he hits it. But I like Justin Thomas at where his odds are at, plus 1,200. I think he's going to be in the top 5, so why not take plus 1,200 to win? And then I am throwing a half unit on a long shot, plus 6,500. Cameron Smith. He's played pretty well. He has a top 10 finish at Augusta. So, you take those two factors in and you take it where his odds are at. Sure, I'll put a half unit on that.
Why not? I mean, plus 6,500, why not throw a half unit on it? Now, you mentioned a name that I kind of want to caution to stay away from. It's the front runner of the predicted outright favorite, Bryson DeChambeau, who's plus 700 in Oregon as I look at it right now. I heard he was on the range earlier this week testing out a 48-inch driver, which is the maximum length a driver can be in the PGA Tour. Now, he has been known all throughout this 2020 year for just launching that ball because of the amount of muscle mass that he put on while he was in quarantine. He's become a big man that launches that ball a very far way, and lengthening that shaft to 48 inches only would extend how far he could potentially hit it because it helps him with his swing speed. Now, messing with what driver you are using the week of the Masters when you are the favorite to win doesn't sit right with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend on betting him. I was just explaining simply that with the conditions, someone that hits the ball as far as him would be enticing.
Yes.
And again, to your point, someone changing their swing the week of the Masters would probably not be enticing. So
sounds concerning.
Look, we're here to give everyone the information. We're not placing the bets for people.
Well, those are our outright picks, but you have a pick for round 1 and I have one other Masters pick as well, and they're kind of intertwined.
Well, I feel like this is you getting back at me for hopping on that Patriots -10 in our last episode late. You saw my bet here, and you're like, I'm just gonna fade Brett because he screwed me on those Pats. But
Not
here,
quite, but close.
not quite, but close. Thanks, Higgins. Uh, but here's my thing. I think Jordan Spieth could be the leader after round one. He's done it 3 times in the past, Higgins, and at plus 3,400 to have a little action that will be done after Thursday, I'll put a half unit on that.
Okay. Now, I think Jordan Spieth's gonna miss the cut though, is the thing.
So
So
could
it
he
would
do
be
that
it
on the
would be
second day?
well, I guess he technically could. He could have an absolute blow up of a second day like he did with the US Open where he shot an 81 on the second day. That could potentially make both of these happen, but I'm taking Justin Spieth plus 175 to miss the cut because in his past three of his past 5 tournaments, he's missed the cut, including in the US Open. His most recent tournament, the Vivint Houston Open, he missed the cut. Now, he did make the 2 before that, but then he missed in the US Open and the Safeway Open, both of those being back in September. So, only 2 for 5 plus 175 odds. I like that enough to throw a unit on that as well. And you know what? If that hits, it covers the loss if Tiger doesn't win.
I like that way of thinking. So, all right. I mean, look, man, I hope you lose because, well, let's put it this way. If I don't win my round one bet, then I hope you win. But root for me first. Like, don't
Okay.
go full in on you all off the bat.
Okay. If he starts off pretty strong, obviously I'll root for him. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a bet. I love seeing golf. I love seeing good golf. I love
Uh,
seeing good golf, and it would be nice to see Jordan Spieth get a Masters win.
It's just nice to have you on my side sometimes. But I know you're on Tiger. I just want to bring it up because I saw this bet on FanDuel, and honestly, it was one of the more interesting bets I've seen. Um, Tiger Woods over under for round one, Higgins, 71.5. Is he under par after round one?
Yes. I don't know if it's by
Ooh.
much. I don't know if he breaks 70, but I say yes.
I That number is so good. It's like, is he gonna be even -1 +1? I think he's over par. Unfortunately, Higgins. I would take the over on that 71.5, but I think that speaks to who we are. You're very pro Tiger this weekend. I'm a little bit more in the fade Tiger crowd, but I love that line. It was a great line posted by FanDuel, and I just wanted to bring it up.
That line is actually identical to the line that there is in Oregon as well. It's at 71.5.
Yeah,
And
great
just for
line.
some data surrounding that line, Tiger Woods, if you go to the Masters website, you can look at what every golfer averages at Augusta. Tiger has played 82 rounds at Augusta, his best round being a 65. His average is 70.93. So close to where that line is.
Yeah, like pretty much right on that 71. So, I mean, that's good information to have.
Yes, and the right above that is 100 or more rounds, which Tiger will inevitably get to. It'll just take a few more years. He's 18 rounds away. But Jack Nicklaus leads that at 71.98. So, Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, many call potentially the greatest golfer of all time, averages par golf at Augusta, or just under.
There you go. What a stat.
That's a good stat. I like that. I love good, interesting little tidbits like that.